Hello everyone, welcome to Drishti CUET and welcome to this important session of your chemistry where we are going to discuss your CBSE board chemistry paper. Yes, this 2025 chemistry paper we are going to solve here, and all the questions we are going to cover with their explanation as well, right? In this session particularly we are going to cover like few questions, so that's why this is part 1, and the remaining question I'll be taking in the part 2, right? This session is important because before going to or before appearing in an exam, you should know like what type of questions you will get in your exam, right? And if you talk about your board exam, so here you have a various sections in your exam, and you will get multiple choice question, long answer, short answer question type, like you have a variety of sections here. Okay, so while covering this PYQ session now, you will get an idea like what is the level of questions, right? What are the type of question they will ask you in your exam. Simultaneously, this session is again going to be important if you have to appear in your CUET exam next year, right? Because as you all know that your CUET and your CBSE board syllabus is equivalent, right? Only you have to cover your class 12th syllabus. So once you prepared for your CBSE board exam, now simultaneously you have to practice MCQs also for your CUET. So basically in your board exam, you will have a MCQ based question and writing answer question. CUET only have MCQ questions. So you have to prepare both simultaneously, okay, to get an admission in top universities of India or to score highest mark in all India level, right, in your board exam. So let us begin here. As I told you, a few questions we are going to cover in this part. The remaining we'll cover in the second part. Okay. If you talk about CBSE board exam pattern, so total you will get 33 questions in your exam, right? And all the questions are compulsory. But yes, in like few questions in MCQs, so you are not going to get option. But yes, in the long and short answer question, you will get a option. Like option is like ki in that same question you will get a or, and you will get another question. Either you do this or you do that. So such kind of option you will get in your exam. Again, here in this your CBSE board paper, you have a total 5 section, where section A and section B. Section A is completely MCQ based, right? Where you have 1 to 16 multiple choice question, each carry 1 mark. Section B, question 17 to 21, which are very short answer type question, and it is carrying 2 mark. So mostly section A and section B we are going to cover in this part. All right. Then section C, 22 to 28, they are the short answer type question carrying 3 mark each. Section D, you have 2 questions, right? And these questions are the case based, okay, which is 4 mark. Section E, again you have 31 to 33 long answer, which carries 5 mark. So this is the pattern like in your CBSE board exam. Now one by one, let us see what are the topics like they pick for your CBSE board exam. Okay. So this is your, as I told you, this is your section A, and section A covers 1 to 16 questions, and all the questions are your multiple choice question, right? So number 1 is, which of the following ligands can show linkage isomerase in coordination compound? So the first topic, the first question they will ask you from the coordination compound topic, right? Coordination compound in this, like the first topic, first question based on coordination, which is again an important topic, and like you will get long answer also from coordination type, and you will get short multiple answers also. Here, what do you mean by ligands, guys? See, ligand is those species which has ability to donate a electron, like those who are electron rich. Okay, they are considered as a ligands. Okay, so now which of the, now these are the ligands. Question is, which ligand can show linkage isomerism? What do you mean by isomers, guys? Isomerism or isomers are those species which are similar in their molecular formula, but structurally they are different. Okay, they are considered as a isomer. What is the key point in your linkage isomer? How you are going to identify that which ligand act as a linkage isomer? See, in case of linkage isomer, na, our ligands has ability to bind with central metal atom from both the sides, right? Like suppose you have NO2 minus, right? You have NO2 minus. So here nitrogen is also electron rich species and oxygen is also electron rich species, right? So this nitrite ion has two species which is rich with electron. Nitrogen also has one lone pair, okay? Two electron. Oxygen also has a lone pair. So both has ability to linked with the central atom. So here in this case, they can linked with nitrogen also, they can linked with oxygen also to the central atom. In ammonia, only nitrogen is the species. Hydrogen is not considered as a ligand because hydrogen do not have electrons. Similarly, in case of SO4, C2O4, only you have oxygen as a ligands, right? So here the correct answer is your C. So like this, you have to analyze the question first of all, okay, and then try to write down the answer. It's not like it just क्वेश्चन देखा और आंसर कर दिया. चलिए, now let's move to the next question. Again, this question is from your coordination compound only. Okay. On adding AgNO3 solution to 1 mole complex NiCl2 4NH3. So your complex is what? NiCl2 4NH3. This is your complex. 2 mole of AgCl are formed. So what happened? This is the complex, and when you add AgNO3 in this complex, what you will get? You will get 2 mole of AgCl, right? You will get 2 mole of AgCl basically. The secondary valency of Ni in the complex will be. So basically you have to calculate the secondary valency of nickel. Okay. So now if silver chloride mixed with this, right? If silver nitrate mixed with this complex and you will get silver chloride 2 mole, that means in this complex you have 2 chloride molecule. So maybe you can say na, this complex may be arranged something like NiNH3 whole 4 Cl2. Either the complex can be written like that so that Cl2 can bind with Ag, or you can also write this complex like NiNH3 inside the bracket and Cl2. So when this Cl2 is outside, then only it can bind with silver and you will get silver chloride, right? So this is the main structure of your complex. This is how the complex looks like. Then only you will get silver chloride. Okay. So according to this structure, now guys, this is 4. How many? These are the NH3 is what? Ligands, na? So how many ligands bind with the central metal atom? Nickel is what? Central metal atom. NH3 is your ligand. So how many ligand attached to the central metal atom? 4, right? See, 4 ammonia is attached to the nickel. So here, what is the secondary valency here? 4. So 4 will be the secondary valency for this question. Next, third question based on your D block element, right? Transition elements form alloys easily because they have. So transition elements forms alloy easily. Why transition? First of all, what is transition element? Your D block element considered as a transition element. D block element considered as a transition element, right? So now, why these are called transition elements? See, initially people think that okay, it is present between S and P block, that's why it is transition in between both. But actually it is called as a transition because here in their d orbitals the electrons actually transit, right? Electrons are actually transit from one d block to other d block, that's why they are considered as a transition element. Now the question is, transition element form alloys easily. So now what is alloy, guys? Alloy is the homogeneous mixture of more than two metals. So दो या दो से ज्यादा metals जब आपस में मिलते हैं, they form a alloy. Okay, and you can see mostly these alloys are formed through transition. The alloys are made up of transition element. What is the main reason behind that? That is due to same electronic configuration. So this is not correct, na? Because in the d block element, the electronic configuration vary, right? Like suppose you take a first period element like 𝗖𝗨𝗘𝗧, 𝗕 𝗓, so here what happened? 𝗖𝗨, 𝗕, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. These are the atomic numbers. So you will get different electronic configuration. So this should not be the reason. Enthalpies is also not same. Then oxidation state is also vary. Nearly same atomic size. This is the correct answer. So nearly all the transition elements have same atomic size. So very easily they mix with each other and they form a transition metal. Okay. Next, consider the following reaction. So now these are the questions related to your haloalkanes and haloarenes you have learned, right? So here you have a methyl butane. Okay, this is a cyclobutane, methyl cyclobutane. In the presence of Br2 and UV light, what will be the reaction? Okay, so guys, see, first of all, in the presence of UV light, this Br bonds break and they form Br radical, right? What you will get? You will get Br radical. So here bromine undergo free radical substitution. So now in this case, here CH3, CHHH. So in the presence of UV light, this Br radical substitute this hydrogen, and what result you will get? You will get CH2Br. So this is the result you will get. So which option is correct here? C is the correct answer. Okay. Next, which one of the following compound has the highest pKa value? Okay, which one of the following compound has the highest pKa value? Now pKa value is just the inversely proportional to the acidity. Okay, if any compound has higher acidity, its pKa value is lower only. ठीक है, अगर किसी का pKa वैल्यू ज्यादा है तो मतलब वो कम एसिडिक है. If any compound has lower pKa value, it is more acidic in nature. So दोनों के बीच में inversely proportional relation होगा, right? Now in this reaction, in this compound, see, para-nitrophenol. So what is this? Para-nitrophenol. Then you have meta-nitrophenol. Meta-nitrophenol. Para-cresol. Right? Then 2,4,6-trinitrophenol. 2,4,6-trinitrophenol. Okay, so in this case, see, first of all, let us see these three structure. In all these three structure, what you will find? You will find the nitro group added to the benzene compound. right? So now what happened? These nitro group is what? Electron withdrawing group. They are what? They are electron withdrawing group. So if they are electron withdrawing group, so obviously they attract all the electron from here towards themselves, right? So that's why the protons is not going to be easily, dissociate. So you can say that they are more acidic, more nitro compound, so more acidity, more electron withdrawing group, more acidity. Okay, in paracresol you have a methyl group attached, which is electron releasing group. Okay, so they are electron releasing group. So this paracresol is less acidic, and if it is less acidic, that means it is having a highest pKa value. Less acidic, highest pKa value. Am I clear to everyone? Simple concept है. जो ज्यादा एसिडिक होगा उसका pKa वैल्यू कम होगा, जो कम एसिडिक होगा pKa वैल्यू ज्यादा होगा. Among all these four options, everyone is having electron withdrawing group. Only paracresol is having electron releasing group. That's why it is less acidic and more pKa value. Then next question number 6. C6H5OCH3 when treated with HI gives. So what will you get? See, C6H5OCH3 when treated with HI. So here basically what happened, guys? The bonds break, right? And the bond breaks between which? First of all, this bond breaks, right? And here this bond breaks. So H combined with O and CS3 mixes with I. So ultimately you will get C6H5 gives you C6H5OH and CS3I. Right? So this is what anisole treatment with HI causes cleavage of that ether bond. The methyl part is cleaved to form methyl iodide and the phenoxy part is cleaved to form phenol. Then which of the following compound on treatment with benzene sulfonyl chloride forms product insoluble in alkali? So this is again going to be an important question, and this is one of the naming reaction, right? Hinsberg test. Basically Hinsberg test is used to identify the primary, secondary and tertiary amine to detect. Okay, so here which of the following compound on treatment with benzene sulfonyl chloride forms product insoluble in alkali? So which forms the insoluble component? Okay, CS3, 3N, then you have secondary, then you have alkylamine, primary alkylamine, and then you have aniline. So here the correct answer should be your aniline. Why this answer is correct? Now let us see. This is called Hinsberg test. Okay, this is what we call Hinsberg test, where your aniline react with benzene sulfonyl chloride. So this is your aniline react with benzene sulfonyl chloride. What will you get? Paraphenyl benzene sulfonamide. Now this is soluble in aqueous NaOH. So what you will do? Just add NaOH. Once you will add NaOH, what you will get? You will get this benzene sulfonamide, which forms salt. So this is the salt one. This is a sodium salt, benzene sulfonamide, which is insoluble alkali, right? So this is the product what you will get when you mix aniline with benzene sulfonyl chloride, and this reaction named as Hinsberg test. What about other options, guys? The first one is your trimethylamine, right? Which is your tertiary amine, right? Trimethylamine is what? Tertiary amine. All the three hydrogen bonded with CH3. All the 3 hydrogen bonded with CH3, right? So tertiary amine, it does not have NH or NH2 group free to react with benzene. So in this case, you have no NH or NH2 group free, right, to react with benzene sulfonyl chloride. So no sulfonamide form, no product form. You will get nothing, no product. Okay, because you have no NH bond. Now all the side of N is surrounded by methyl. In case of dimethylamine, secondary amine, this is the secondary amine. Why secondary amine? Because two side of nitrogen bonded with methyl group. Okay, one is with hydrogen. So here react with benzene sulfonyl chloride to form sulfonide, which is soluble in alkene. Now it has one NH group, so it will react with that, but they form a soluble alkali. Okay, and the question is about insoluble alkali. Ethylamine, here primary aliphatic amine, react to form sulfonamide, which is again soluble due to the salt formation of NH. So again it is soluble only. In case of aniline, it forms benzene sulfonamide, which is insoluble because it is less acidic and does not form alkali salt easily. That's why this will be the correct answer. So just try to remember all the naming reactions, whatever the naming reactions given in your NCERT book now, just try to make a list from now onwards. Okay, just prepare one list of naming reactions and just revise it, because in your exam, directly with those naming reactions, you will get a question. Okay, then we have, I think, next question on the same page. Which of the following amines give carbylamine reaction? Right? Carbylamine reaction. C2H5NH2, CH2, C2H5 whole twice NH. Again, same case only, primary, secondary and tertiary one. So here you have a questions related to carbylamine. All right. The correct answer is, of course, C2H5 ethylamine. Now, what is the reason behind it? See, the carbylamine reaction is usually test for primary amine, right? This carbylamine detect the primary amine. When primary amine is treated with chloroform and the alkali, it form isocyanide, which have a very foul odor. So whenever the primary amine react with chloroform and the alkali KOH, you will get isocyanide, and that isocyanide has a very foul smell. Secondary and tertiary amine do not give this test. So this is the basically test to detect or to differentiate primary amine with secondary and the tertiary amine. Only primary amine undergo this reaction and gives you a foul smell. So what is the reaction? Chlorophyll, and in the alkali you will get cyanide, which will give you a foul smell. Question number 9. So I think nobody did wrong this question. Night blindness is caused by the deficiency of vitamin A. Okay, so vitamin A, basically this question is from your biomolecules topic, right? And vitamin A deficiency causes night blindness, xerophthalmia. It is a eye related disease. Okay, in case of night blindness, you are not able to see the things clearly. Okay, in the night you will you just see all the things na blurry. You'll see a blurry image of the object. So that is what we call night blindness. In Hindi we called it as a rataundi. Okay, occurs due to the deficiency of vitamin A. Scientific name of vitamin A is retinol, which is prepared from carotene, right? Beta carotene, which you will get it from carrot. So directly the precursor of retinol is beta carotene, which you will get it from the carrot. Now you have a numerical related to your solution topic. Here the question is 1% solution of solute. See, a solution is made up of solvent and solute, right? So the question is 1% of solute X is isotonic with a 6% solution of sucrose, जिसका mass given है 342 gram. The molar mass of X, now you have to calculate the molar mass of solute X basically. So how you are going to solve this question? So first of all, we all know that for isotonic solution, the osmotic pressure and the molar concentration, the osmotic pressure or the molar concentration is equal. Okay, for isotonic solution, what are the isotonic solution? Isotonic solution is the solution where you will get a same percentage of solute and solvent both the side. Okay, so here concentration of sucrose given, concentration of sucrose, how much it is given? Approximately 6%, I guess. Yeah, so 6% solution of sucrose. So concentration of sucrose given 6%. You also know molar mass of sucrose. So molar mass of sucrose is what? 342 gram per mole. 342 gram per mole is the molar mass of sucrose. Again, concentration of solute X is given. Concentration of solute X is given 1%. What you have to calculate? Molar mass of solute. You have to calculate, right? So now, using the relation of isotonic solution, by using the relation of isotonic solution, here C1 concentration, molar mass, C2 concentration, molar mass, M2 is molar mass. So concentration, this concentration is how much? 6. For first concentration is 6. Molar mass 342. C2 concentration 1. Molar mass you have to calculate, right? So now how you are going to calculate the molar mass? This M2 comes here and 342 comes there, multiply 1 divided by 6. So when you will solve this, what you will get? You will get ultimately 57 gram per mole. So this is the formula. This is how you are going to solve this question. So basically, if you know the meaning of isotonic solution, only you have to put this formula, put the value, and you can calculate the answer. Okay. So here the correct answer is 57 gram per mole. Okay. Now, when the initial concentration of reactant is double, so initial concentration of reactant is double in the reaction, the half-life period remains same. The order of reaction is, so basically, in which case, if the initial concentration is double and the half-life is constant, right? What type of reaction it is? So actually, it is your zero order reaction. Okay, it is your first order reaction, not zero order reaction. Okay, in first order reaction, what happened? The rate of reaction directly proportional to the concentration of the reactant. Okay, if R is the reactant and this is the product, so rate is directly proportional to the concentration of the reactant. Okay, this means if you double the concentration, right, rate also double because directly proportional, and this time the half-life time is always same. Okay, so this happens at the first step, first order reaction only. In the zero order reaction, what happened? The rate of reaction is independent of the concentration of the reactant. Doubling the concentration doesn't change the rate. In case of, if the reaction is zero order, the rate of reaction, see, if the statement is given like the rate of reaction is independent of the concentration of reactant, and if you double the concentration, rate does not affect, because in zero order the rate is independent of the concentration of reactant. So this is zero order reaction. Second order reaction, again the rate of reaction is proportional to the square of the concentration of reactant. So here the rate is directly proportional to the square of the concentration of the reactant. So this is your second order reaction. And if you double the rate of reaction, then what happened? Doubling the concentration, quadruple the rate. When you double this, 2R square, ultimately you will get 4R. So rate becomes 4 times. And for this, half-life changes. Half-life is time taken for half of the reactant to consume. So this is how you have to answer. Which of the following is a secondary cell? Okay. So now here you have to understand about, this is the question from your electrochemistry part. Okay. And you should learn about the secondary cell, primary cells and all. Okay, basically the secondary cell is your rechargeable. Okay, primary cells are those cells which one utilized, you are not able to reuse it again. Like in your house you are using the battery in your watches. Okay, like the wall clock mein aap jo battery use karte hain, once the battery over, you have to throw that battery. Okay, you are not able to use that battery again. So that is the primary cell. But secondary, like once the battery over, you again charge it and again the battery started working, like in your mobile phone, in your inverter and all. So they are called as a secondary cells which are chargeable. Okay, let us see few more difference. Primary cells are non-rechargeable. You cannot recharge it again. Okay, single use, once only, you can use it one time, irreversible chemical reaction. So what happened in that cell? With the help of chemical reaction, the electricity generated. Okay, so once the chemical reaction done, again the reaction is not reversible. Whereas secondary cells are what? They are rechargeable. Multiple time you can use that battery, and there you have a reversible chemical reaction takes place. Okay, primary zinc carbon alkaline, these are the primary cell battery. Secondary lead acid lithium ion will be the secondary cell. Primary use for low drain device, secondary you use for high drain devices. Primary is little bit cheaper, secondary is costlier. Environmental effect, secondary cells are more eco-friendly due to the reuse. So in comparison to primary and secondary, your secondary is, you can say, reusable. So they are more eco-friendly to the environment. Now here we have few questions related to assertion and reason. Here question number 13 to 16, you have assertion and reason. Assertion, you have given two statement, assertion, and the second one will be the reason. How you have to answer it? Both assertion and reason are true. The option is A. If both the statement are true and the reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. In B, both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not correct explanation for assertion. Here assertion is true, but reason is false. Fourth is assertion is false, reason is true. So these are the statement A, B, C, D. You have to answer like that A, B. In the question, you will be given two statement, assertion and reason. You have to read it and you have to answer it, whether it is A or B or C or D. So these are the questions. Let us see one by one each question. So here, this is your question number 13. Okay. Assertion is what? Delta enthalpy for mixture and delta V for mixture are 0 for non-ideal solution. So it is said that for a non-ideal solution, delta H and delta V is 0. Reason, solute solvent interaction are not same as pure solute solute and pure solvent solvent interaction in non-ideal solution. So here in these two statements, your assertion is incorrect. Why assertion is incorrect? Because delta X and delta V enthalpy, this is 0 for ideal solution, not for non-ideal solution, right? So for ideal solution, both enthalpy of mixing and the volume of mixing are 0 because no net energy changes, right? But non-ideal solution shows non-zero. So here reason is correct, but assertion is wrong. This is your question number 14. Assertion is rate of reaction increases with increase in temperature. So the assertion is the rate of any reaction increases with increase in temperature. So we all know that the rate of reaction depends on various factors like temperature, surface area, right, nature of reactant. These are some of the factors. So obviously, when you increase the temperature, the collision increases between the molecule and you will get product more easily. So the rate of reaction increases as the temperature increases, right? Reason, number of effective collision increases with increase in temperature. So here both assertion is also correct, reason statement is also correct, and it is the correct explanation for assertion as well. So here option A will be the correct answer. Then this is question number 15. The boiling point of ethanol is higher than that of dimethyl ether. So by boiling point of ethanol, CH3, CH2OH. This is your ethanol, dimethyl ether, CH3OCH3, dimethyl ether, right? Now the question is, the boiling point of ethanol is higher than the dimethyl ether. Reason है, dimethyl ether molecule are associated through hydrogen bonding. So see here, boiling point, what is boiling point basically? The temperature at which your compound gets boiled or the liquid started boiling, that temperature is considered as a boiling temperature. Okay, now the compound which is soluble in water, okay, due to the hydrogen bonding, suppose we have any compound, it form hydrogen bonding with water, so they have a very high interaction between them. So when you started boiling, you have to give higher temperature because already they form bonding with the hydrogen, they form hydrogen bonding with the water, so they become stable. So you have to give more temperature to break their stability, right? So the boiling temperature increases for those compounds, those who are soluble in water. Okay, in case of ethanol and dimethyl ether, see here you have OH. So very easily they form what they form hydrogen bonding with water. So it will take more temperature to boil. But in here, in this case, you are not going to get hydrogen bonding with water. So very easily they boil. So here what you can say, boiling point of ethanol is higher than dimethyl. Correct है. रीजन कह रहा है कि डाइमिथाइल ईथर मॉलिक्यूल आर एसोसिएटेड थ्रू हाइड्रोजन. ये तो गलत है. इथेनॉल इज एसोसिएटेड थ्रू हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग. दिस विल बी द करेक्ट रीजन. ओके. Ethanol show intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Dimethyl ether does not exhibit hydrogen bonding between its own molecule. Hence, assertion is correct and the reason is false. All right. Aniline undergo Friedel-Crafts reaction. Okay. And reason is aniline forms salt with AlCl3, the Lewis acid in Friedel-Crafts reaction. So the first statement is wrong only. Aniline does not undergo Friedel-Crafts reaction because it forms acid-base complex with AlCl3. So aniline does not form Friedel-Crafts, does not undergo this reaction. So here assertion is false, but reason is correct. So this is all about your section A. So I hope you understand like how you have to prepare for your MCQs. What kind of MCQs will be asked in your exam. Okay. Just try to understand the concept. If you have to understand about boiling point, trends in boiling point, try to understand why some compound has higher boiling point, why some has lower boiling point. So when you understand the concept now, very easily you can just see the compound and you can think about the concept and you are able to answer it. Okay. Now let us move to section B. Here each question is of 2 marks. This is your biomolecule question, question number 17. Write the reaction of glucose with NH2OH and bromine water. So what happened when your glucose C6H12O6 react with NH2OH and bromine water? NH2OH is hydroxylamine. So when glucose react with, glucose is C6H12O6. When glucose react with hydroxylamine, what you will get? You will get glucose oxime, right? And water. Similarly, with bromine water, glucose undergo oxidation. Glucose get oxidized, and if glucose get oxidized, you will get gluconic acid, right? Here bromine water acts as an oxidizing agent, and since glucose is having aldehyde group, whenever aldehyde oxidized, you will get a acid. So ultimately, what you have to remember that bromine is acting as an oxidizing agent and it oxidizes glucose into gluconic acid. Then we have another question. Complete and balance the following chemical equation. KMNO4, 2MNO4, 5C2O4 and 16H. So basically you have to complete the reaction. What happens when you heat potassium permanganate? So guys, whenever the potassium permanganate undergo heating, it decomposes and forms K2MNO4 potassium magnate, right? And see here MnO2 and O2. Now here the redox reaction between permanganate and oxalate in the acidic medium, you will get this reaction. So first of all, try to write down the reaction and then you have to balance. How you are going to balance it? Just by checking what are the number of atoms in left and the right hand side. Then question number 19, define molar depression constant, how it is related to enthalpy of fusion. And the part B, either you do this or you have to opt what type of deviation is shown by ethanol and acetone mixture. Give reason what type of azeotropic mixture is formed by that deviation. So here, what is molar depression constant, also called as cryoscopic constant, Kf. So Kf is your molar depression constant, right? So it is defined as depression in freezing point produced when 1 mole solute dissolved in 1 kg of solvent. So when 1 mole of solute, when you mixed with 1 kg of solvent, what amount of freezing point, right? That the amount of freezing point, depression in the freezing point is the Kf. Why we are talking about depression? See what happened. If you have a simple water, okay, so simple water can freeze very easily, very fastly. So why? Because they have a solvent-solvent interaction. So you will get freezing point very easily. Okay, but when you have to freeze a mixture of solute and a solvent, that will take a time. Okay, so the time taken is the depression in the freezing point. Okay, relation to enthalpy of fusion. What is the relation? Is Kf with enthalpy of fusion. This is the relation RT square H fusion 1000 by m, where R is gas constant, Tf is the freezing point of the pure solvent, enthalpy of fusion, molar mass, Kf is inversely proportional. So basically, Kf is what? Inversely proportional to heat of fusion of enthalpy. Okay, so this is how they are related. Then what type of deviation you will get from here? Ethanol and acetone shows positive deviation from Raoult's law. Positive and negative deviation. So this kind of chart you have learned about positive and negative. This is positive deviation, and when it goes downside, that is negative deviation. So here ethanol and acetone shows positive deviation. What happened? In pure ethanol, hydrogen bonding is strong. So whenever you have only ethanol, so ethanol have more hydrogen bonding. When you add acetone in the ethanol, now the hydrogen bond break. New interaction forms between ethanol and acetone now, which is weaker than that the pure. So what happened here? Leading to increased vapor pressure. See what happened. Suppose here you have a liquid. This is a ethanol only. Okay. So now what happened? All the ethanol molecule bonded together very easily. ठीक है, बहुत strongly इनके बीच में hydrogen bonding है. So when you boil it, when you started boiling, you will get very high boiling point. बहुत ज़्यादा temperature देना होगा. So they do not want to leave the surface क्योंकि सब एक दूसरे को पकड़ के बैठे हैं, and you will not get the vapor of ethanol very easily. But when you have a mixture of ethanol plus acetone, okay, when you have a mixture of ethanol plus acetone, then what happened? Now the ethanol molecule bonded with acetone. So here the bond between them is weaker. So as soon जैसे ही आप इसको heat देंगे, what happened? They started breaking down. Bond weak है तो जल्दी टूटेगा, and you will get vapor, and the vapor pressure increases. As the vapor pressure increases, you will get a positive deviation. Okay. Now what is type of azeotrope formed? Basically, they form a minimum boiling azeotrope due to positive deviation. So here, due to the positive deviation, minimum boiling azeotrope form. Then question number 20, which halogen compound in the following pair will react faster in SN1 reaction and why? See, SN1 reaction is what? Your unimolecular reaction. Basically occur in 2 steps. Okay, And here in the first step is the rate determining step, where there is a formation of कार्बोकेटाइन. तो कार्बोकेटाइन का formation होता है first step में in SN1 mechanism. So now which carbocation is more stable? Tertiary carbocation considered as a more stable carbocation. Okay, so here in this case CH3 CHBr, here this carbon is secondary, this is your tertiary carbon. So this will be the this tertiary carbon will be the you can say that more stable or react faster. They will form carbocation, right? This form CH3 CH3 CH3, you will get carbocation, and when nucleophile attacks, directly nucleophile attack, and you will get the product. Okay, so SN1 reaction proceed via carbocation method. Here tertiary carbocation is stable due to plus I effect. Always in SN2 what happened? Primary carbon is more stable. Second of is, why is the dipole moment of chlorobenzene lower than that of cyclohexyl chloride? See, this is what chlorobenzene and cyclohexyl chloride. This is your benzene ring, this is your only simple cyclohexyl. This is aromatic ring. Now the question is, why the dipole moment of chlorobenzene is lower than that of cyclohexyl? So in chlorobenzene, chlorine interacts with the pi electron of benzene via resonance, reduces the polarity between C-Cl bond. Basically what happened? Dipole moment is what? Like suppose you have CCl. So carbon is less electronegative, chlorine is more electronegative. Okay, so chlorine attracts the electron of carbon towards itself and gets negative, and carbon gets slightly positive. So there is a dipole moment between them. But in case of chlorobenzene, like suppose this is chlorine, so the electrons of chlorine passes here, this is your carbon, and this electron goes here. So here again what happened? You will get such a structure. So now here the chlorine and the carbon forms pi bond. So they are not having much dipole moment. In cyclohexyl chloride, simply here you have a carbon and a chlorine bond. So this is having higher dipole moment. Here you will not getting any kind of resonating structure. Okay, so this is the reason. Question number 21. In a reaction, if the concentration of reactant X is tripled, the rate of reaction becomes 27 times. What is the order of reaction? So I guess now it is very easy to answer the question. Okay, see here, you know that rate is directly proportional to concentration of the reactant. Now what is the answer given? अगर rate 27 हो जाता है, ठीक है, तो obviously अगर ये n है तो ये 3n हो रहा है. That means the order of reaction is 3n ना, थर्ड ऑर्डर ऑफ रिएक्शन है. अगर उसके पावर 3 होगा, पावर 2 होगा तो वो डबल होगा, 3 हो जाएगा तो वो 27 हो जाएगा. अगर 3 है और ये ट्रिपल है तो ऑब्वियसली 27 है, मतलब ये थर्ड ऑर्डर रिएक्शन है. State a condition under which a bimolecular reaction is kinetically a first order reaction. Okay, so you have to state a condition where bimolecular reaction is a first order reaction. Give an example. I think this is your pseudo order reaction. Okay, so here what is the condition? You have to put extra amount. Okay, biomolecular reaction, bimolecular, see, this is one molecule, this is two molecule, that's why it is bimolecular. So bimolecular appears as a first order if one of the reactant, either this or this, if one of the reactant present in a excess, अगर कोई एक रिएक्टेंट इतना एक्सेस में प्रेजेंट है कि हम उसी को कंसिडर कर रहे हैं, देन इट इज फर्स्ट ऑर्डर ओनली. ओके, present in large excess, so its concentration remains constant during the reaction. Hydrolysis of ester in the excess water. Since it is a bimolecular, but still it is a pseudo first order reaction. All right. So these are the 2 number questions, section B. Right. The next part, section C, D, and E, we will discuss in the next session. All right. Till then, try to revise all those questions. Try to note down the topics and the chapters from where you will get questions in your exam. Okay, so that whenever you read, whenever you cover that chapter in your school, in your coaching, what you have to do, you have to focus such type of question more. Sometimes what happen na, in students read so many things in excess, okay, which is not required. Sometimes they are not able to read the relevant things. So by seeing the PYQs, by solving this paper only, you will get an idea like which topic is relevant and what question you have to cover. Okay, so with this, I am ending this session. Next, very soon we will meet with the answer solution of part 2. All right, till then, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.